Hello MVG team. Well, we wanted to put a very simple tutorial together for you just so that you can see how we're presenting the business plan, something that's duplicatable and that you can watch a couple of times and just get an understanding of how to show effectively what we have. So let's get started. The first thing that you need to do to get started with Jeunesse is to get an account number. And currently in South Africa there are 4 ways that you can do that. And they're all in US dollars currently. The first pack is purchasable for $240. The second pack is purchasable for $580. The third pack for $860. And the fourth pack for $1,130. Now, the important thing to understand about these is that it doesn't matter which pack you purchase. Everybody has the same opportunity to build business, and there's no limitation on the amount of commission that you can earn dependent on the pack that you purchase. But what does change is the amount of product that you get within the packs that you purchase. Now, my advice would be buy a pack where you don't only get the amount of product that you can utilize yourself. Get a pack where you get some more, because we have a product that is extremely retailable and extremely saleable, and people want to feel it and touch it and smell it and try it out for themselves. And you may even have people that want to purchase it outrightly from you to see how it works for them. Now, that's step number 1, is getting a pack. Step number 2 is we need to set up an ordership. Now, what an ordership is essentially your cost of running a business on a monthly basis. Now, what Jeunesse requires if you want to earn a passive income from them is that you spend a minimum of $89.95 in US dollars with them a month, which equates to 60 CV or points. Now, don't get too worried or hung up on the points. The points is a very simple concept to explain. Essentially what it is a global currency. See, the product I'm talking about here has the same point value in the United States and in Britain as what it does here. So that's our kind of global currency that puts everybody on a level playing field. And those are the 2 things that you need to know right up front that you need to set up. Number 1, your capital investment of your startup cost of setting up your business. And number 2, it's your ongoing monthly cost. So once off and monthly thereafter. But essentially those 2 are vital if you're going to build a business with a company. Now, what you need to be aware of is the only thing that changes within this structure over here of the account that you set up is that pack for $1,130, which is called a founder's pack. Now, a founder's pack is something that the company has cleverly put in place. When they pre-launch into a country, they allot a certain amount of founders packs for people to be able to participate in a big global turnover pool, which is a 2% turnover pool called the Founders Pool. Now, what that means for us is something very simple. Once you've purchased the Founders Pack, it automatically qualifies you to earn in that pool. And what happens is, as you grow your business linearly, following the steps that we're going to show you now, the amount of shares that you earn within that within that pool start to grow. Now, this is not a short-term huge reward system, but it is something that in the medium to long term will pay something considerable. So my advice is, if these are still on the table and you're looking at building a substantial business with Jeunesse, then don't even bat an eyelid. Get one of those packs now, because the long-term effects of what that can pay out in terms of passive residual income is absolutely ridiculous. And those are quarterly bonuses. So once we've got those first 2 admin steps taken care of, we need to start the business function of how we actually build a business. So that account will give you a legal business entity, and the first step that you need to fulfill from there is we need you to personally enroll 2 people, one in your left leg and one in your right leg. But essentially what we need them to do is we need them to do 100 points each within a year, and you're going to need to do the same. Now, any one of these packs purchased will give you 100 points or more. So generally what will happen is you get your accountant buy a pack, it'll give you your 100. You help A get a pack and they do their 100. You help B get a pack and they do their 100. And that now qualifies you at the first step of our business, which is called executive. Now, the significance of this is one simple thing. Jeunesse has built their compensation plan so that passive income is only paid out once you qualified executive. Now, that doesn't mean that the bonuses for putting people in and those kinds of things you won't earn up until that point. You most definitely will. But in terms of a passive residual income, you need to have qualified as an executive, which is not really hard to do with 2 personally enrolled people. Now, what we do from there is we're going to now focus on step number 2. So step number 1, you qualify as an executive. Step number 2, we're going to focus on you putting 12 personal people into the business over whatever time period you can. It doesn't matter whether it's in 12 days, whether it's in 12 weeks or 12 months. All we want you to do is focus on finding 12 people who want to do something significant in terms of creating a passive or residual income. Now, what we're going to do with those 12 people is we're going to help them do exactly what you've done. We're going to help those 12 people become 12 executives. Now, what that does is that gives them the ability to start to earn passive income, but most importantly, it qualifies you at a level called Sapphire. Now, the important thing about Sapphire is the positioning of the income structure there. In Jeunesse, average incomes for Sapphires is between $1,500 and $2,500 a month. Now, that is a significant amount of income, and the importance of that is one simple thing. It's what Jeunesse calls the middle class. You see, they've built their compensation plan to get you from executive to Sapphire as quickly as possible. Now, there are two other earning structures in there, and there are two steps that you'll take as you move through. But really, in terms of passive income, that bracket over there is really what most people are aiming towards in our industry of network marketing. So Sapphire is a significant position to find yourself in and a place to find yourself, because at that point, it is substantially changing the way that you live your life. You know, if we just had to kind of take that down or to, let's say, 10 Rand to the US dollar, that's between 15,000 and 25,000 Rand a month. I mean, that is a significant amount of money that you're adding to your monthly incomes. So there's our first steps. Number one, you go executive. Number two, you develop 12 executives to qualify as a Sapphire. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 3 more earning structures that Jeunesse has. And the first thing and the most important thing is to remember you need to keep your Sapphire qualification, and we need to now help 2 people in your team qualify as Sapphire. Now, once you've done that, the company will call you a Ruby, and as a Ruby, your income in US dollars is about $10,000 a month. Now, if you keep your qualification, moving on from Ruby, and you help qualify 4 Sapphires in your organization, you become what's called an Emerald. As an Emerald, you're looking at an income of about 30,000 US dollars a month. Now, you keep your qualification as Sapphire, moving on from Emerald. So you're a Sapphire and you qualify 6 people at Sapphire in your organization. You become what's called a Diamond. And as a Diamond, you're looking at an income in dollars of 80,000 US dollars a month. Now, that is quite substantial and significant. And here's the warning, and where you're going to have to use your own ability to read people and to ascertain where they are. You see, if we're talking at a current exchange rate of about 12 Rand to the US dollar, that's about 120,000 Rand a month, that's about 360,000 Rand a month, and that's about 960,000 Rand a month. I mean, that's as close to $1,000,000 Rand as you can get. Now, when you're sitting down with somebody who's only ever earned 5,000 Rand a month, you'll probably find they're going to get lost at, 15,000 to 25,000 Rand a month. I mean, that's a considerable income. And actually, for them, even at the base level, it's tripled what they've ever earned. You're going to have to use your own discretion at how far you show people the earning structures. You see, even past this, there are other levels that you can earn that have substantial amounts of income, but I generally won't go past that because for most people, it's just out of their comprehension. So what you need to do is just discern the person that you're sitting across from, what their potential is. Are they big picture people? Are they not? Are they realists? Are they not? Are they optimists? Are they not? Whatever it might be, but as you start to ascertain who they are, you can determine just how far down the structure you go. So the important thing to understand here is that our whole compensation plan is built to work in steps. So let's take care of the admin side and recap very quickly, because you should be able to show this in about 1 minute to 2 minutes maximum. Number one, you need to get an account number at any one of those packs, and if you're going to build a substantial business and the founders are still available, jump on it, because they're not going to be here forever. The second the company launches officially in South Africa, the founders packs are gone. Step number 2, you're going to set up your ordership, and that ordership needs to be as important as making sure you've got money in your bank account for your debit orders every month, because without an ordership, there is no passive income that's paid to you. So once you've got that once-off capital investment sorted out, and you've got your monthly running costs sorted out, we get focused on the business building steps. Step number 1, you need to go executive. That's achieved by putting 2 people into the business who each do 100 points. From there, step number 2 is we're going to duplicate that 12 times. So we're going to help 12 people that you've put into the business go executive 2, and that makes you a Sapphire, which gives you a dollar income of between $1,500 and $2,500 a month. Now, from there, step number 3 is we're going to duplicate Sapphire. 2 people will make you a Ruby with $10,000 a month. 4 people in your organization at Sapphire will make you an Emerald with about $30,000 a month. And 6 people at Sapphire will make you a Diamond with an $80,000 a month income. And there you're tracking at 7 figures US. And that is rarefied air, because the ability to achieve that in our industry is something that is generally held for those people that do something significant. What I've seen in Jeunesse is that the ability to get there is determined by one thing, is your ability to put effort in, because I've seen more people qualify at that level within this organization than I've seen in many other organizations globally. So that's just a little overview of how it works. Please bear in mind, if you're from another country, these figures might change in US dollars for your specific market. Please take a look at that before you quote those and just make sure you've got them right. The other thing is that these will, in South Africa, be changing to rands in a little bit, and we'll probably do a follow-up video with those details in, so you've got all of the specifics. But all you need to know: get an account, set up your ordership. Step number 1, go executive. Step number 2, develop 12 executives to become a sapphire. And step number 3, you're going to develop sapphires to move through the ruby, emerald, and diamond ranks. We're looking forward to seeing you grow a substantial and remarkable Jeunesse business, and we can't wait to see you walk across the stage as a 7-figure dollar earner, as one of the top distributors in the Jeunesse organization. Have a good day.